Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here with my June polish pickup swatch video. I'm a little bit out of it because I just got back from a road trip and I am exhausted, but I wanted to get this video out because I know a lot of you are eager to see it and probably want to start making decisions on your wish list, so here it is. The polishes that you see in my video today will be available on the Polish Pickup website starting on June 2nd. And they will only be available through the 5th. I will include the specifics, like the exact time when the shop opens, down in the description. And if anything has a quantity cap, if there's a limited number of products available, then I will include that down in the description along with the prices of each polish. And the theme for the June polish pickup is misheard lyrics, which is really fun. I've got a lot of gorgeous polishes, so I think it's time to just get into it. As I have started in the past few videos, I am showing off the polishes which I received compensation for first. And first up we have Clionadh Cosmetics. This one is called If I Was Green I Would Die, and this one is inspired by the iconic Eiffel 65 song I'm Blue Dubba Dee, which was definitely a big hit back in the day. And this one is described as a navy blue metallic magnetic with lime aqua indigo shifting shimmer, large green to blue to violet shifting iridescent flakes, and a green holographic micro glitter. So this one I am starting off just by laying down a base of one coat, which was recommended by someone in the comments. So don't need to magnetize that first coat, and then you apply a second coat and then apply the magnet to that, and you can see that it pulls a really nice line. And this formula is really beautiful to work with. There's a ton going on, but I didn't find it to be overly textured, and one layer of top coat actually smoothed this one out. So as you can see, after that there's sort of like, I don't want to say bald patches, but it just didn't fully cover, so I recommend a third coat. And of course you want to apply the magnet to the third coat again in order to get that effect. I'm using a neodymium bar magnet, but you could use any kind of magnet that you want, and you could obviously also apply the magnet in any style that you'd like, but I kind of like the stripe. I think it gives a really cool effect. And what I love about this is that once you apply the magnet, you really get to see those shifty iridescent flakes, which are super beautiful. I think they play really nicely against the base color of this polish, and as you can also see, it looks fantastic even if you don't apply the magnet, so it's really however you want to wear it. And as I mentioned, this one smoothed out completely for me with one layer of a glossy top coat. I'm using Cuticula Limitless top coat, and it took care of any texture for me. So I was really impressed with the formula, and it might be a tiny bit difficult to remove because of the green micro glitter, but not too much scrubbing was involved when I took this one off. You will also notice that I recommend applying the bar magnet after you apply the top coat. Just as the polish is drying, it will help keep the line tight, but if you like a more dispersed effect, then skip that step by all means. So you can really see how twinkly this one is under the lights. The hollow is super rainbowy, and here you're going to notice just how green the base shows up and how blue the magnetic stripe appears. It honestly kind of surprised me how beautiful this polish was. I absolutely loved it, and there's just a ton going on, but all of it feels very cohesive, and it's just a gorgeous polish. This one is incredibly sparkly, so as you can see, the sun was out. You can definitely see the hollow, you can see the rainbow. It's just gorgeous, like the sun reflecting on the ocean waves. Next up we have Sassy Sauce Polish Are You Ready? And this one is a lightly tinted violet linear hollow base with a strong purple, pink, golden green shimmer. And this one is inspired by JLo's pink hoodie in the music video for the song Are You Ready with Ja Rule. And this polish is so gorgeous. I am a sucker for this kind of shade. And this one has a really, really good formula. I don't know if it's a permanent change, but Sassy Sauce has changed to a round bottle now. And I just really like round bottles. And so I was happy to see that. And this one applies beautifully in 2 coats. The brush is super nice to work with. I think I was trying to say but I started saying Sue. And I really like the brush and the Sassy Sauce polish. As you can see, this one, it dries down a bit dull, and because it is a linear hollow, I do recommend a glossy top coat like Cuticula Limitless top coat. It won't dull the hollow, it'll actually just kind of enhance it. And this one is beautiful in the sun. You're going to see the shifts in this one, which are plentiful and beautiful. So in the sun, this one, while it is a linear hollow, it doesn't give off like a super rainbowy staticky effect. It's really beautiful, and what really captured my attention with this one were the color shifts. So hopefully you can see here that sort of green and almost blue at extreme angles. It's kind of golden, pink. There's just a ton of different color shifts going on in this one, and I really love it. Next up, we are moving into the uncompensated portion of the video. This one is Bluebird Lacquer Wake Me Up to Pour Your Cocoa. And this one is inspired by the inaugural hit from Wham, who I love. I love George Michael. And this one is a peach neon base with a pink to orange to yellow shifting sparkly shimmer. So this one has a beautiful formula. It's packed with shimmer. There's some sort of larger particle shimmer flakes in this one, and it has a really good formula. So on the first coat it was still sheer, but I felt it was opaque on my nails in 2 coats. So you might want to do 3 coats depending on the visibility of your free edge, but I thought it covered completely in 2 coats for me personally. So you will notice this one dries a tiny bit dull, so you definitely want a glossy top coat for this one. Again, I'm using Cuticula Limitless top coat, and that does take care of any dullness. It brings out the shine, and you're going to see this one in a second just how shifty it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. This one's making me very excited for summer. So here you can see this one practically turns orange and yellow and green at extreme angles. Sorry, I just had a laugh attack. I'm filming this outside and someone was trying to walk on the deck and be subtle about it, but they weren't. So as you could see, this one is so beautiful. It's super shifty. The shifts are really intense. As you can see here, it's like yellow and green. It's just amazing, and I can't wait to wear this one in the summer. Moving along, we have Cuticula Baker's Gonna Bake, and this one, you might guess, is inspired by Taylor Swift's Shake It Off. And this one's described as a purple jelly base with a strong blue to violet large particle shifting shimmer. So this one, I just knew I was gonna love it the minute I saw it in the bottle, and it did not disappoint on the nail. So it's a jelly, and in the bottle it looks like a really deep kind of indigo, but when you put it on the nail, it's this gorgeous magenta, almost pink. It's just really beautiful. So it is a jelly, which means you will want to build it up probably in 3 coats. It has a really beautiful formula, and it's super easy to work with, so building up in 3 coats is really not a concern. It dries quickly in between each coat, and it's a breeze to work with. I really love Cuticula's brush as well. So you might want to leave it in 2 if you're a fan of a more sheer look, but I think this one packs a super duper strong punch when you build it up in 3. As you can see, the glowy shimmer flakes just really pop when you build it up in 3 coats. And this one does dry down a tiny bit dull, as you can see as well. So use a good glossy top coat like Cuticula Limitless top coat, which is what I'm using for almost all of my swatches because it's my favorite. And as you can see, this one is just stunning, but it's really beautiful in any lighting that you catch it in. So here in the sun, that blue shimmer is just glowing off the nail. It's really, really incredible. And it also looks fantastic in shade and indirect lighting. Apologies, I'm filming this outside. My neighbor's driving with his really stupid loud car. And this one, as you can see, you're just watching. It's beautiful no matter which lighting you catch it in. And now we have Femme Fatale Cosmetics I Like Juice, and this one is inspired by a misheard lyric from the song Rational Gaze by Meshuggah, I think. Never heard of that band or artist. So this one is described as a magical blue magnetic effect through a teal jelly base that gives way to a smattering of emerald green flakies, super fine hollow slices, scattered silver holographic glitters, and sparse green holographic glitter. This one comes together to form a beautiful shade for layering, as the jelly base gives the flakes and glitter a lovely depth, but you can also build it up on its own. And I stupidly didn't realize that this was a magnetic polish, so I'm showing it to you unmagnetized, but honestly, I kind of really love it without the magnet applied because I really, really love the shade as is. So this one, they do recommend building it up in 3 coats, and I would agree with that. You get the most depth when it's built up in 3 coats, and I just absolutely love everything that's going on in this polish. So this one, it does have a whole bunch going on in it, but I also found that it smoothed out really nicely with just 1 layer of Cuticula's Limitless top coat. This one was not difficult to apply. There are tiny holographic glitters, but it didn't provide texture, and it smoothed out really, really nicely and easily. So here you can just see that holographic effect. It's very rainbowy and twinkly. And another one that reminds me of the ocean. It's just a really beautiful polish, and it kind of has a glow lit from within look to it. And I particularly like it here in the shade where you can just see those flakes really shine through beautifully. And here it is. It was a bit overcast, but hopefully you can see just how pretty this one is, regardless of which lighting you catch it in. And here it is with the camera flash on, just so you can see that sparkle. So I did go back and swatch this with the magnet applied, and it's really beautiful. I have to say, it gives a really jelly look to it, especially when you apply the magnet. You see sort of like the translucent jelly base, and then you get the magnetic stripe, and those green flakes really, really pop, as you can see here. So this one looks beautiful with or without the magnet, and you can't go wrong with however way you decide to wear it. Moving on, we have Glistening Glow Hold Me Closer Tony Danza, and this one is a white polish loaded with color shifting Aurora shimmer that shifts from purple to pink to red to orange to yellow to green at various angles and lighting. And this one is of course inspired by Elton John's song Hold Me Closer Tiny Dancer, which is the actual lyric, but lots of people hear Tony Danza. And this is also a bit of a tribute to Elton John's iconic white leather jackets with angel wings that were made of feathers and leather straps. So this polish is really nice. It has a really good formula for a white polish. As you can see, it covered pretty well on the second coat, but I did end up doing a third just because there were some of those sort of like darker spots that show up that look like they don't have polish on them. But this one will dry down a bit dull, and I will also note that it dries quickly in between coats, so if you do build it up in 3 coats like I have done here, it's not going to take forever. It dries quickly after each layer is applied. And I will note that this one, you're going to see the color shifts in a second more prominently under the different lighting. So right now you're just kind of seeing a pinky purple shimmer through it, but you definitely will see a lot of those other colors in a second. So here it is in 3 coats plus top coat. I use the Glisten and Glow top coat. And this is, hopefully you're able to see the shifts in this one. It's not sort of smacking you in the face with that rainbow shifts. It's a little more subtle, but it's there depending on which lighting you catch it in. But it's just really fun because depending on how your hand is positioned and what kind of lighting you're in, you might see some yellow, some green, some pink, some orange. And it's just a really fun white polish. Moving along, we have the Glisten and Glow Glitter Grabber. This will be available this month, and I will show it used in a couple swatches in the end of my video. So here we have Kathleen & Co. This one is called On a Whedon, On a Wizard, On a Waya. And this one is inspired by Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam, and the lyrics are actually on a weekend, wanna wish it all away. So that's definitely a misheard lyric if I ever saw one. And this one is described as a yellow leaning chartreuse loaded with glowy green shimmer and a light dusting of hollow. So this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the shimmer in this one. I also love the Kathleen & Co. brush. I think it's a pleasure to work with. It's really premium, high quality stuff. And this polish is stunning, as you probably can already see. If you're a fan of greens or yellows or chartreusey shades, then I highly, highly, highly recommend this one. And this one is also really rainbowy with that hollow, as you're going to see. It really packs a punch. So I'll also apologize if you can hear my neighbor's kid yelling. She is, I'm going to say insufferable, which is really mean, but it's a lot to take constantly. So this one is really beautiful when you build it up in 3 coats, and I will recommend top coat because it does dry down a bit dull, but the hollow will definitely come out more once you've got the top coat on there. It'll make it glossy and beautiful and shiny, and hopefully you can already see just how shifty and fun this polish is. So here it's almost looking yellow, but the shimmer in it is so intense. You get like almost blue at certain angles. You definitely get green. There's just so many fun shifts in this polish. I really, really, really loved wearing it, and I can't wait to wear it again. Thankfully the sun was out, so you can just see how it almost looks aqua in the sunlight there. And it has a beautiful sort of pearly effect to it. I do love the Kathleen & Co. formula. I think it's very high quality and beautiful. So here it is again in the sun because I could not get enough of this color. Here is Crucible Designs Blue Seal in the Sky with Diamonds, which you can probably already guess is inspired by Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles. And this one is a blue to teal to purple shifting multi-chromatic base with green pink shifting shimmer and hollow flakes. So this one has a really nice formula. It's definitely on the sheer side, but it actually built up in two. So I'm always impressed by formulas like that. They go on a bit sheer, so they're not thick at all, but then they build up really well on the second coat. And I really love the hollow flakes in this one. They're really beautiful and twinkly, as you're going to see. And I also really like the Crucible Designs brush. I think it's really nice and easy to work with. And as you can see, fully opaque on that second coat. And it does dry down a bit dull, so I will recommend a good glossy top coat, such as Cuticula Limitless, which again is what I'm using here. And that one will just bring out all of the shine and create a super glossy finish. So here it is, and hopefully you're able to sort of start seeing some of those shifts and the hollow in it. So this one is looking practically perfect at practically purple, excuse me, and teal and blue. There's just like a ton of shifts, as you can see. This is a multi-chrome that I absolutely love, and I do love multi-chromes. We don't get them as much as we used to like a decade ago, so I'm always happy to see multi-chromes. And here we have Paint It Pretty Polish Kiss the Sky, which is, of course, inspired by the Jimi Hendrix lyric, Kiss the Sky. And this one is, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. This one is a really shifty shimmer. It has a light purple base and a really strong gold shift that gives you orange and purple and just a whole bunch of different gorgeous colors. So I really like the formula on this. It goes on sheer, but it will build up in 3 coats and mostly cover your nail line. Again, this is just so shifty, and in order to get that really packed punch of shimmer, you need a sheer base. So as you can see here on the second coat, you can still sort of see my free edge a little bit, but there's so much shimmer in this that it basically distracts from any visible nail line once you get to that third coat of polish. So here it is in 3 coats. It dries down pretty glossy, but I will still recommend a glossy top coat just to enhance it even further. And again, I'm using Cuticula Limitless top coat because I love it so much. And here it is. Hopefully you're starting to catch some of those color shifts in the polish. And here, as you can see in this lighting, it looks practically orange with just some purple kind of at the edges. This one, again, if you're a fan of shimmers, if you like purples, if you like orangey golden shifts, then you're going to love this polish. It's very ethereal, very dreamy. It's just a beautiful, beautiful polish. So I will let you enjoy the shifts in this one. Here we have Painted Polish Orange Crush, and this one is inspired by the REM song Orange Crush, and this one features pink to orange color shifting iridescent flakies and silver reflective glitters in a juicy orange jelly base. So this one, when I first saw the polish, I obviously didn't know what the inspiration was, but just saw the name that it was Orange Crush, and it definitely looks like a fizzy bottle of orange crush drink, but this base is so rich and intense. I love everything in this polish, but I will note that I did see some signs of potential staining with this one, so you definitely want to use a good base coat or double up on the base coat. And here is the Glisten and Glow Glitter Grabber top coat, which I mentioned earlier. It will be available this month. And because there are reflective glitters in this, I do recommend a glitter grabber and then another layer of top coat over that. So I applied 2 coats of Orange Crush, let that dry, and I'm applying the glitter grabber top coat. And I will let that dry for about 10 minutes. And then I will go in with another glossy top coat of your choosing, or my choosing, I guess, but you can do whatever you want. And then that will provide just a really glassy, almost gel-like finish, and of course take care of any texture from the reflective glitter. And what I love about this polish are those little iridescent color shifting flakes in there with the reflective glitter. Like, come on, look at this in the sun. It is absolutely stunning. I'm completely obsessed with this one. I love it in the shade. I love it in the sun. I love it in every lighting, and I'm just in awe of this polish. So here I've got my camera flash on so you can see that classic reflective shift in those glitters. And under my swatching lights, you can just see how beautiful this is. And it is a really red leaning orange, so it's quite color accurate to what you're seeing here. And we're almost at the end of the video. We've got Polished for Days Barbie on the Boardwalk, and this one is a beautiful pink. Like, I am obsessed with it, essentially. And this one has a really beautiful formula. The base is almost like a bleached neon pink, and there's a really strong blue shimmer in this one. So I will recommend this one in 2 coats. You might need 3, but personally I found that there's so much shimmer in this that any nail line that might have been visible is totally blurred out with that strong blue shimmer. So this polish is inspired by the Taylor Swift song, and the lyrics are Bobby on the boardwalk, but it sounds like Barbie. And of course, this is like the summer of Barbie with the movie coming out, and I'm so here for it because I want just as much pink as I can get in my life. And this is a very Barbie approved pink polish, I would say. So as you can see, it does dry a little dull on its own, and the top coat obviously glosses everything up and just makes a beautiful finish. This one would probably look amazing matte. I just didn't think to do that at the time. And now as we get into the full hand shot, you can just see that intense blue shift. It's just incredible to me. I love this polish. This is what I love about indies, that you can get these gorgeous polishes like this, and I love this one in the shade. It's like electric and glowing off my nail. It looks amazing in the sun. It looks amazing any which way you catch it. And last but certainly not least, we have Rogue Lacquer Naked or Not. And this one is inspired by Livin' on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. And of course, the actual lyrics are, it doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. But the general consensus is that he's saying naked or not, which is what it sounds like. So this one is inspired by the music video that starts in black and white and then pops into color at the end, which is really smart. And the polish itself is described as a milky base with a translucent feel that has black metallic flakes, and then for the pop of color, there's a fun mix of purple and pink flakes, bright blue, and purple glass flake. So the base on this one is kind of grayish, and I absolutely love this polish. I love the way everything builds up. I love the combination of flakes, and honestly, this is also one of my top picks from the month. I don't mention it at the end of my video, but I really should have, because I just love this one so much, and there's no cap on it. So if you're a fan of Rachel's Flake Bombs, then you need this polish. Honestly, I built it up in 2 and applied top coat, as you saw. I just love the feel of this one. It's very milky and modern and fun and artistic. It's just perfect in my opinion. Of course, those glass flakes kind of glow when you get them out of direct light. It looks amazing. Any way you slice it, I love this one. I really do. And I can't wait to wear it again. Now, in terms of my favorites, I honestly love all of them. So this is a really hard pick for me, but I'm gonna go with the Clionadh Cosmetics. I thought that polish was beyond beautiful. The elements all came together really beautifully. It's really unique. It definitely reminds me of the ocean, which I miss dearly because I was near it for a few days, and I just think it's a very beautiful nail polish, and I really love the Polished for Days. Obviously, I am a sucker for pinks, and that one is super bright. I love the glowy blue shimmer to it. It has an incredible formula, so I just can't recommend it enough. And I also want to give a shout out to the Bluebird lacquer, because I think that polish is absolutely gorgeous, and the Cuticula as well, because it also is super glowy, and I just love purples. So let me know in the comments if you have any clear favorites from this video that you know will be making it into your shopping cart when the PPU shop opens. And let me know if there's any other polishes on your wish list that were not featured in my video. Thank you as always for watching, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Bye!